Let's put the video on. Hello everybody, welcome to JTOG episode, 28. I am JT, and of course the scruffy man to my, what are you? You're to my right, I guess.
I'm here in one of your sides.
That's it.
Hello everybody.
Because we were having fun, Maya Makes. That's why we were whispering. It was a joke.
It was?
It was a joke.
I should have been in the loop.
In the what?
In the loop.
Loop.
I thought you said me in the loop.
I thought you said in the loo. The toilet.
In the loop.
G'day everybody. Who have we got? We have Teresa, we have Kathy, Ewan, there's some dude, that's me. Won't count me. Scrolly. Jacob 3D, welcome for the first time. Jacob's from Australia. Wellbot, g'day. Shay Street, how are you? Ivan Miranda, how are you? You're in the chat. Graphit, g'day. Martin, how are you? Brett Hawks. Now I did see Minnesota Maker somewhere. Oh yeah, down there. Hello. Thomas Moroz, g'day. Maya Makes, of course. Chris Riley, welcome. This is Keith. You did make it. Lovely. Thierry, he's here briefly. All right, I'll give the rundown. This is the Thierry Dieu show. This episode. You know how we have Dasmia, or we have Dasmia, or we have Graphit. Today is predominantly Thierry. So, but he'll have to go.
Yeah, this is a family show, but because it's just things from the family.
Yeah. We will be changing this. It won't be just all of you guys all of the time. We have to broaden our horizons.
Yeah, millions. We need millions of something, whatever it is.
Yeah, pesos.
Preferably money.
Yeah, exactly. Mr. Buttram, how are you? Scalda, hello.
Hey. It would be super cool to be called Howdy. I did put that on the chat. Be called Howdy.
Why would you want to be called Howdy?
Because whenever someone gets in the room, it says Howdy. You could be named Howdy. Yeah, that's
like that.
I should change my name to that.
Okay, we'll leave you at Howdy. We'll see how long it takes for it to become annoying. Tetris.
Being annoyed?
Yeah, you never.
Or
you're too casual. Oh, whatever. Yeah. Tetris 3D print. Hello. That's me.
Hey.
We have nothing. We have nothing of yours today, Dasmia. You can go now.
Yeah, but she has an entire show to do something and send it.
Yes, indeed.
Like a live show.
Boo.
Boo.
Yeah. That's because there were 850 notifications for me this morning.
Like the thing is that there could be something, but you did miss it because you had so many notifications.
I didn't even look at Twitter today. Honestly, it was terrible.
Maybe Dasmia has been working the entire night to have something to show for the stream. She this morning sent it to you through Twitter, and you haven't seen it because you had too many notifications.
However, I did look at JTOG 28. So if it was tagged correctly, I would have found it.
Yeah.
Unlike your awesome taggingness.
Unless it is me. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. G'day, Spike. Can't stay long. Oh, you'll stay as long as you can. Sorry. Job interview, I hope. Stephen Bartels, hello.
Yay.
That'll do. That's quite a number. We like. All right. Well, while Thierry's here, I will show as literally the only participant in the challenge. So it's the same footage as we saw last week.
We are consistent.
Yes. So.
You can call us whatever you want, but not consistent.
There we go. 3D printed, 94 centimeters, 3D print only, and you get the fame of being on the show or the same clip twice, 2 weeks running. That is your prize.
First time that happens.
Yeah.
Voluntarily.
Exactly. Joe Paddock, g'day. Did I say hi to James? Sonic Alchemy? No gold. That would be way too heavy. Way too heavy for the gold. You can
3D print some gold.
25, thank you, Teresa. 26 is the world record according to YouTube stats.
Whoa.
So 25 is good.
Let's go for it. Let's wait for summertime.
Thierry, I'm rich. He gets nothing. Oh, the count is now 27. That's fantastic. Is Toby one of those counts, Teresa?
It's me, one of those counts.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. I should log on with one of my accounts too. But anyway.
Yes, we should inflate the numbers. How on earth is going to know YouTube that I am the one that is like, because if it is in your same computer, it will know that you, the streamer, is also watching the video. But
I understand. Yeah, no, it wouldn't.
Skype to Australia, there is no way that they know.
Correct.
Their AI is not that good.
Okay, fair enough. Apparently, it's just terrible anyway. There was, I'll bring it up. Their latest plan, if I understand it correctly, is that people that do negative comments, hateful comments, whatever, terrible comments on your video gets demonetized.
Correct.
Not they get struck and their comment get auto-deleted. The content creator gets penalized.
Yes.
Brilliant.
You should have, if you want to know what they are going to do, you should present them the options. You should present them the issue, the options, and then choose the one that is the least wise of them all.
Correct, and they've done that beautifully.
That's
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So they've got the technology to identify the negativity in the comment.
Yes.
But they won't delete the comment or hide the comment.
Yes.
Yes, beautiful. I'm glad I covered that as unangrily as I could.
I'm not sure that that's exactly how they are what their intention is, how they are willing to do it. They are going to do it, but they have, I think the issue is bigger because they have an issue where they have a single comment is not something that will get your video demonetized, but a series of comments that are not family friendly or something like that will make your video demonetized, not because of YouTube's AI, but because of complaints by other users.
Okay.
Like the reality, what they say, they will never tell you all what's behind, because they don't want to give away too much information because it gets weaponized.
Sure.
But if you have like 10 or like the issue that what happened is that there was like a child pornography ring in the comments of videos featuring children.
Yes.
And I think they received, like people started reporting the comments, and then is when they realized they had the issue. But their clients, their advertisers, realized that before them.
Yes.
And like they got notice of that because of the noise and the advertisers removing the ads.
Yeah.
But they didn't realize that, our AI has got these comments that are like organizing a child pornography ring. They did. They only realized that because it took money from their wallet.
Yeah.
If that wasn't the case, I don't think they would have cared much. So.
No, fair enough.
But it's pretty difficult to notice that, to realize that you have that issue using only AI.
Yes,
you have to spend money on paying people's salaries, which reduces your profits.
Yeah. So. The human will generally do a better job on this sort of stuff.
At least for now, yes.
Martine, how are you? Good to see you. Red light, hello.
There
That's
is
good.
what? I was reading.
Yeah, Jacob's saying most people that do hateful comments have got nothing better to do. That's because they are
Oh,
trolls.
yes.
Uh,
That you can take out those comments from your channel,
yeah, of
but
course.
it is quite time. I can still I can still read all the comments on my channel, but if you are Casey Neistat or something like that, there is no way
Yeah.
that you are going to read all the comments. You can have moderators, but still, that's
Yeah.
people working doing YouTube's work.
So you or even Chris Riley, who has I guess a number of and Martin, a number of commenters on their videos, can you filter by keyword automatically?
You can search by keyword,
So you can't filter a comment. Like if
but
I
you cannot
if I
say
to,
like,
if I let's say in this live stream, if I did a rude word, right, without a moderator,
yes.
it,
I could search for it and delete
yeah,
manually your comment.
okay, all right.
That's all that I could do. But usually, if you invest enough time, you usually see, like, there is this guy that has put the same comment 2 or 3 times in 3 videos,
Yeah.
saying that I sound like my balls were grabbed from below the table in different ways.
Did you have a squirrel under your table? It was looking for nuts.
No.
Oh, okay. So Graffit has dropped the fakir bomb already. There we go. Okay, so Keith B is saying you can upload a keyword list. And what does that do, Keith? Does it actually automatically filter the
It
comment
flags.
out?
It flags. I think it flags you to and leaves the comments for you to review.
Oh, okay. Right.
But that's broad, like anyone that because some people puts rude comments in my channel with the word nuts.
Yes.
Like if I ban the word nut in my
Yeah.
comment section, I will ban lots of innocent people.
Yeah, saying your design is nuts, or you're nuts, or whatever,
Yes.
in a happy, jovial way.
Yes.
I understand. Teresa's about to test the rude word filter. Good on you, Teresa. Thanks, you're a trooper. It doesn't matter because, actually, no, it does matter because I was going to say we aren't embedding these into the video, but I realise that YouTube plays the comments back anyway on the side.
Yes.
Yeah, so let's not give that a try. So, yes, okay. And people are too people-y. Yes, Mr. Buttram, you are absolutely correct. All right, let me just bring up another thingy-bobby. Where am I over here? That screen. All right. Robotics for kids. You've probably seen some of these things before, but kids
Cool.
that have lost limbs or born without limbs, prosthetic arms, cable-driven, wire-driven, and they're just allowing them to grasp. Simply grasping is enough sometimes. When you've got a stump.
Yeah.
So there are quite a few of these initiatives. Open Bionics is one that I'm familiar with, but this was another one that Thierry brought to my attention. So it's good. Shay, who was the company that you said does Bionics, and I should probably chat with them, given that I was thank you, Enable the Future, lovely. Because I'd actually volunteered to a guy in Australia to print some robotic hands for unfortunate children. Never heard back. Well, I'm still willing to do it. So yeah, so Enable the Future. Fernando is here. Hello.
Yay!
How is everybody? Give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down or a whatever. Well, I'll wait the 10 seconds, of course. While you're doing that, I'll cue the next jigger.
Hey! Teresa says that she's not there.
Yeah, that's good. Shay is going to give me the purple engorged eggplant. Lovely. Thank you for that.
Kathy O'Malley wants to go to sleep.
Sleepy, yeah. Well, it's
28.
28, really? Cool.
Yes.
So it is 11:47 for Kathy. So she's an hour, and Wellbot. But for Teresa and I, it's Teresa and I, and Jacob's in WA, so he's 3 hours. So he's 9:47, and Teresa and I are 12:47. So it's tomorrow for us. Go on.
How come that we are 27 people watching and we only have 18 thumbs ups? We are all here.
Someone may not know how to do thumbs up.
They might not like the stream.
Wellbot, hang on, Wellbot, you've got 3 skulls. There should only be 2. You only died twice, bragger. As he said in a tweet today, he goes, I'd love to catch up with JT, before I die again.
Nice.
Yes.
Nice.
Oh, Jordan.
You have to take the opportunities.
Jordan, why? Why are you sad?
Oh. By the way, did Wellbot have his operation or his surgery?
Yeah, they did a bit of a skull crack open or drillage, I think, around the hole. I don't know what the results were ultimately. Jordan has the screen upside down. Well, actually, my screen should be upside down given that I am down under.
It is, but you are upside down.
Jordan saying stupid autocorrect. Yeah, sorry, Shay. I know that would tickle your fancy. And Mr. Buttram saying he's watching this on his Apple TV and he can't do thumbs. He can't do emojis.
Let's bring the Apple haters now.
Yeah. No.
By the way, your position related in relation with mine, you are literally upside down. Did you buy that?
Yeah, a year ago.
And is it still in the box?
Yeah, that's the 4K one. Because well, here we go. I'm about to get slammed. I have this feeling I'm about to get slammed.
No.
Hang on. Before you start, I'm going to read Wellbot's comment, then you can have a go at me. Yes, they drained the fluid from his brain, waiting for the infection to clear and fluid to recover. Still a couple of weeks to go before he knows more. There you go. Good.
Understood.
Excellent.
Okay. Yes. What I was going to say. The other day, I read about an auction of an open Super Mario or Mario Bros. Or Mario anything cartridge in its package with the seal unbroken in perfect condition.
Yep.
It was sold for, I think, $100,000 or something like that, like a lot of money.
Awesome.
So I discovered your tactic.
Yes.
You are filing lots of unopened technology things, and you are waiting for the price to go up.
Yes.
To resell them on auctions all over the place.
Yep. Correct. That's exactly what I'm doing.
Also, you say to your family and your friends.
Yeah,
open the boxes.
My grandchild. Here, grandchild, take this. Give it to your grandchild. You'll be rich.
No gold, no diamonds, no stocks.
No gold.
An open retro technology.
There you go. Oh dear. Teresa's saying we've got 32 presently, which is just diabolical. Splashes holy water, power of Christ compels you, blah blah blah. Who are we exercising, Ewan? What did I miss about exercising? And I don't mean walking on a treadmill. No, it doesn't matter. People stockpile Beanie Babies. Yep. Okay, good. All right, next. Can't play the video, but the I don't know why. I've refreshed it. I don't know how many times. But this little model appeared on Twitter the other day, Keegan Bradford. So those things spin, not like the little spinny thing in the middle, but they actually spin past each other. There's skate bearings underneath, and it's just a fancy little pen holder. Looked nice. It was pretty.
Yeah, I saw the video. It's really nice.
Yeah.
And that's kind of difficult to design too.
Yeah.
Because
Okay.
those are helical gears, and he removed it. That's nice.
Good. Glad you approve.
I need a seal of approval.
A seal, yes, or the scorecard, the lift up. That you were going to do the numbers. You could give me a 10 or a 9 or a 7.5, but botched the landing.
I will do that for sure.
Okay, so last week we showed the cube, the 3D printed cube for augmented reality. Thierry printed one. So this is Thierry's version. So he downloaded it from Thingiverse, and he's downloaded the software, and it's working.
Is that a two-color print?
I'm not sure how he did it, whether he coloured it in or not. Thierry, if you're still here, let us know whether or not you did a two-colour print, whether you did something funky with just colouring the top layers. It worked. Like he did it the next day. So that was pretty cool. Yes, it was nice, Graphit. It worked really, really well. I talked to him offline a bit about it, and it was pretty straightforward. So, what have we got? No, nothing else. I'm just making sure the comments are being addressed correctly. All right, I'm trying to do this remotely. Oh, this one's cool. So you know what a black belt printer is?
Oh yes.
Okay.
I've researched extensively that concept.
Good.
And I want one, but I have part of the parts to build one.
Yes, I'm sure you do. 3D printer noob, hello, and yes, squirrel, back to you. All right, so this is Carl or Knack 3D. Even though it spells naked, if you look carefully, NAK 3D. I always thought it was naked, but he started putting spaces anytime he tagged stuff. So he's actually built his own 3D black belt angled continuous belt printer. So I'm really looking forward to seeing this at Murph. So anybody that doesn't know what's going on here, that's a conveyor belt like a treadmill.
If you end up talking to him, I want to know what the bed material is.
Okay, cool.
Please.
Yes.
Please.
Yep.
Then there is a pretty straightforward conversion from an CR10 or whatever one of those printers. From that to that, I think there is a pretty simple way of converting one to the other.
Okay, so
instead of doing one from scratch like this one, I think you could do one with a very easy conversion from a CR10 or similar.
Jordan's saying it's BuildTech. Chris Riley's saying it's BuildTech. Carl's is BuildTech.
Yes.
There you go.
Yeah, but what did he do to the BuildTech to make it a continuous loop? Did he stick it to fabric or something? Because if you do the usual like diagonal joint,
yes,
you will still have that line there.
Yeah, understood.
That's what it's. Because I think it's possible to manufacture BuildTech in loops or in tubes and cut it, but I don't think that they do that for anything.
I remember him holding it up. I remember him literally holding it up and seeing the length of it. I didn't realize what it was for at the time. I thought it was a ginormous print bed like sort of Ron the Happy extruder with his 1 meter wide CR10. I think he's building a bigger one right now, and Glenn Fun King 3D, he's got a monster thing as well. G'day Brian Vines, how are you? Yeah, okay, so back to the picky. I'll definitely ask what the backing on that is. But the gist of it is, anybody that wants to know, is that the print head goes back and forth this way at a 45-degree angle. So instead of printing layers directly on top of each other, it's sort of slicing, I guess, differently with a 45-degree. So it's pretty...
Black Belt has a Cura version.
Yes.
That you can download from their website, because as it is open, you have to release any modifications.
Yep.
So you can use that, but the difference between slicing one of these parts or any other regular part is that when you have the model is rotated as much as the angle of the printer has, and then each layer is shifted.
Okay.
So you have to shift each layer as much as the shift on the machine is going to be.
So the thickness of the layer, does it offset? So it's parallelogram, sort of.
Yeah, but it's at third. If it were 45 degrees, it will be half. You will need to shift it half of the thickness of the layer. But as it is not 45 degrees, you will need to do the trigonometry of the model. But
okay, cool.
If you have one that is 45 degrees exactly, you could just tilt it 45 degrees and slice it with a regular slicer, and then parse the entire file and just alter the X values in each layer.
Okay.
And you will do an proof of concept slicer for black belt style machines.
Okay. Because
did I explain?
I think so. Yeah. You know, you understand it in your head because you're a clever bugger, and you've investigated for quite a while.
Yeah, I've invested some.
Yeah, and Printerbot did one as well.
Yes, they have one. They
Yep.
had one.
They had one.
When they existed.
Yep.
When they existed.
Okay. Who am I missing? Everybody here.
Steven Bartes has will the parts pop off the far end of the belt? Yes.
Yep, that's the whole concept.
Yeah, but the thing is that people think that you will need to do a lot of force to pry the part. But the thing is that you are only prying an infinitesimal part
at a time
of the entire surface at a time.
Yeah.
So it's quite easy.
So you're doing literally the one line as it peers over the edge.
Yes. Yeah. The thing is, if you try to pry Velcro like this,
Yep.
it's really hard. But if you start doing like this, it's going to pop.
It's definitely easier. Yep.
Shear force is called.
Well,
I will have to start
shearing again is this.
Oh, okay. Then no.
Then no. Fair enough.
It's because
yeah.
Other
force.
Other force.
Now we do love ourselves some resin, even though Wellbot hasn't shown us anything super fancy for a while. This is Cat 3D, and what printer? I think that's the D200. You've got the D200, yeah?
I have I have the L120 Pro, I think.
Oh, okay.
But it's right there.
Yeah, I understand.
I will send them another email just in case they are willing to
Yeah, so
it's a shame.
This one might be Stefan's from CNC Kitchen, because I know he did lend her one for a while, but that's the one that you've got, no?
No, the only difference between Stefan's and mine is that I have the Pro, which means that it has an automatic resin dispenser.
Yes, and it doesn't work on yours.
No, because I'm not willing to pour the resin by hand.
Yeah. Okay, fair enough.
Like if it is the Pro, because it has that, how am I going to do a resin because?
Yeah. Sorry, I'm chuckling at Wellbot's latest comment. I haven't had the brain power nor the physical prowess since I died. He keeps using this as an excuse.
Yeah, but he should know that sooner or later that's going to get old. Like, get over having died.
Yeah. Die for real, or just cut it out.
Or shut up. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I hope we don't have to regret this conversation.
Yes, absolutely. He's running out of death
Please,
credit.
Wellbot, stay alive.
Yeah, stay alive. Absolutely.
It's an order.
All right, so back to Kat's 3D printing. So you can see a very nice 3D structure of a leaf, which, of course, when it translates to these lovely things, rings and nice jewelry-related things. And Dasmia will give us some info here about the casting of these objects. Obviously, it's quite fine what's going on here.
What material? What resin?
E-Sun.
Yes.
Oh, sorry. Well, it's E-Sun. She's directed it to E-Sun, but I don't know what the casting side of it is going to be.
Because when you try to do casting, like lost wax casting or something similar, you can use high density polyethylene, which behaves more or less the same, but you have to use something that leaves no residue when burning the mold.
Yeah, the ash behind is a problem.
Yeah, or something that is fluid enough that it will like drip out of the entirely of the mold when being heated up, upside down.
Right. Okay.
And I don't think that's a thermoplastic resin or something similar that can flow when heated up.
Yeah. Okay.
So it has to be one of those that leaves no ash behind.
Okay. I did see a advert on Twitter for one of the filaments that they're using for casting, and it's 0.003% ash residue or something. So it's
I think that's enough.
Yeah, bugger all. Yeah. Essentially. G'day, Matt. Jake from State Farm.
IBM?
Not sure. Okay, Dasmia. She's casting it into metal and makes jewelry from it. She did it before with a very delicate leaf. Okay, good. So, all right. What is the process of casting, Ivan? So Mia can also type it. But
usually you use the part that you printed to form a mold around it.
Yep.
Usually you can use if it is to cast metal, you usually need to do some. It's like ceramic dust.
Yes.
That you like wrap around the part. There is another thing, another kind of. It's a mix of cement that can be used for that, but it has to be something that will not break under thermal stress.
Okay. So you put layer on layer on layer of the ceramic dust.
Yeah. If in this case, being those small parts, you usually dip it on the material. Mm. Let the material set, let the ceramics or the concrete set, and then you put it in an oven. Usually, if you want it to drip out, you put it upside down.
Okay.
Usually, you have to put also vents on it.
Yes.
Because when you pour the metal, the molten metal through one hole, you need the air to exit through other holes.
Of course.
And then you put it in the oven, let the material drip, or put it in a furnace and let the material burn. That requires much more temperature. Then let it cool down, warm it again, so there is not a big difference between its temperature and the molten metal, and pour the metal inside.
Yeah,
then you have to break it.
I did actually see that part, the heating of the chamber before pouring the metal into it on whatever video I saw the other day. Thanks, Stephen Bartels, for tagging that later.
And do you know who Alex Steele is?
Alex who?
Alex Steele.
No.
Steele. He's a YouTuber. It's kind of the antithesis of what I am, because I like digital fabrication usually.
Yes.
And he does metal forging by hand or with big presses.
Yeah.
And right now he's in the process of making a cavalry saber. Did I say that correctly?
A saber, yeah. A big curvy sword, yeah.
Yeah, and he has a guy that is helping him. And he's making the guard of the saber.
Yes.
For the hand. He's doing that by casting it in bronze, and they are doing like hours and hours and hours of carving the wax that is going to be in the mold.
Yes.
And they only have one try.
Wow.
Because it seems that they are going to go straight to put the wax in the ceramic mold and lose it. If they do it wrong the first try, they have to recarve the entire carding wax. And this, like, it has lots of small details and leaves and names and everything, and it's really unnerving watching them doing that, knowing that they are going to do that. They have done 2 runs with smaller parts in bronze just to train their skill at casting bronze, and they are going to do that again. They said that they could do a silicone mold of the wax, and then use that silicone mold to make more wax positives.
Yes.
To try and do it, but I'm not sure that they are going. They are the kind that will go for it the first try.
Okay.
You should check it out. It's really fun to watch.
I will watch. And Mia is saying that Kat's going to explain the entire process in an EU printing stream as soon as she's finished the project. Lovely. Jeff Slater, welcome, and thank you for letting us know that Mind of Matt also does this, or Inside the Mind of Matt, I should say. Reading. Yes, Teresa's saying you need Alex Steele in your life.
Who is Matt? I want to meet Matt. Yeah, Alex Steele in your life, says Teresa. Yes.
Very good. Back to here. This one was simply a fancy print, but using Prusament, so it's just, you know, a very nice, clean print. Obviously you need a large-ish printer if you're going to do it as a single piece. And there's some samples.
I have a print.
Ah, good. All right. Hold on. I'll get rid of this.
Yeah. Just so I don't forget.
All right. I think that was it for the show. Yep. So that's all that bit's done. So I've gone through the.
First, I think it requires a little bit of introduction, because, as you may know, I have a Pulse XE printer, and I had lots of trouble printing with it, but it was all my fault.
No.
Yes, it was like, and I've been very polite with Matter Hackers people, because the first thing that they told me is the Matter Control software for Mac is in beta. You will encounter issues. You should use the Windows version.
Right.
And I told them, don't worry, I will test the Mac version. and then I started complaining about the issues that I was finding. And I was not sure if it was like an issue with the firmware of the printer, and the thing is that I think I've mentioned you this before. Whenever I was doing a print, at the end of the print, the head got stuck in top of the print, and the extruder motor started buzzing, and then I said, this has to be some firmware issue, going back and forth, trying different materials, different. And then I said, okay, I will do a forensics analysis of the G-code. I loaded the G-code on the computer and started scrolling, searching for the layer when everything was happening. And it is a bug on a very specific part of the code where you choose a filament that has a specific requirement with a specific. It was all my fault, and it had lots of extruder commands, one below the other, that was making the. So I did swap to. While I was doing that, I fucked up the. Did I say that?
Fakired
the printer. I once trying, because when that happens and the extruder keeps moving, the part snaps, and I did lose the silicone protection of the nozzle. I did have to remove the bowden tube, and I didn't put it entirely back in. So a blob of filament, lots and lots of things that shouldn't have happened if I
had listened to them in the first place.
Use Windows, use the app that they told you to use. So I've been doing lots of tests, and now it works. But you know me. I wanted to do a test run, a test sprint, to see if it works.
Course. Yes.
So I did this.
Well, it's red. I knew it was going to be red.
And listen.
Wow, that's solid.
This is not hollow.
That's a giant spacer. Spacers.
Yes, this is a Printapro's PETG magic material, and this is
yeah. I'm going to put you on super mode.
This is 5.5 days.
5.5 days print.
Listen.
Yeah, I can hear.
This is almost solid. This has another plus, because there is this thing with the people that prints with PETG extensively, as I do, knows that there is a residue from PETG that ends up getting stuck inside of your hot end, and if your extruder is not strong enough, it will clog it. It will get stuck in there, and you will not be able to print.
Yes.
And then you will have to disassemble but the Pulse XC has
Bondtech?
A Bondtech.
Yep.
Which will not care about if you are using PETG or anything. And it pushes the filament so hard against the hot end that it never clogs. That's why I had to do such a huge and ginormous print, because now I know that I can print with a Printapro's PETG on the Pulse XC, and that the Pulse XC works beautifully.
Can handle it. Yeah. So what's that?
I'm so happy.
Couple of kilos?
That's 1 kilo. I'd say that's 1.5 kilos.
Okay.
Really nice 1.5 kilos.
Shay is asking, but why? And my answer is always, but why not?
Why not?
Why not?
And you say, whenever you need a spacer,
yes,
you need to have a spacer.
Yeah.
And a small spacer can be printed really quick, but one this big, you will need time.
It's 5 days.
Let's say that I'm doing, like, with this Spectre bag of Intel processors and x86. The bag on the processors of the computers, the Spectre bag that cheats the speculative execution of commands in the computer.
Okay.
You know what?
Yeah.
I'm doing speculative printing. I'm guessing that I will need a spacer this big in the future.
Yes.
And I'm printing it in advance just in case.
Correct. Absolutely. Bondtech on my 3. Go on, what?
The amount of damage that a Bondtech extruder can make to your printer, or the furniture that your printer is on, it's as long as the filament doesn't break, it will rip the thing apart. It's I don't know why, but it works.
Yeah.
It will lift your Bowden tube. It will lift the spool. It will lift a 4 kilo spool from the ground up to the printer, and then get stuck there. It happened to me.
Right.
An entire 4 kilo spool up.
Okay. That's more powerful than my extruders, that's for sure.
And mine. I only have that one. That good. The rest are regular things.
So what have you decided about cap tubes now? You had an issue lately.
The fittings don't work.
Yep.
I bought new fittings, and the new fittings work beautifully with the cap tubes.
Okay.
So it's not an issue with the cap tubes. And I don't want to bash them too hard, because maybe there are two kinds of fittings in the bag, I'm not sure, but it's not clear.
Okay.
And I'm having that issue is reproducible.
Yes, reproducible. Yeah, reproducible.
Mm-hmm. And it happened in all my printers but one.
Okay.
So I'm
So the new connectors, the PTFE
yes,
connectors, have solved the
yes,
problem in conjunction with the cap tubes.
yes.
So does this mean you no longer have to replace your hot ends every month, or 5 weeks, or
Uh,
6 weeks, or whatever?
it seems so because I'm doing like all the prints that I've done with for the CNC machine are flawless, and all the parts that I'm printing non-stop for the tank are flawless, and I didn't have any failure. So it seems so.
Yep. Okay. Good. Now, someone asked a question. Hang on, let me just find it. Martin Hawks asked, how big is the tank going to be? The tank is going to be big enough that Ivan can sit in it.
Inside, yes. There will be an inside.
Yeah, I don't want to give too much away. You can give the.
But you can say yeah, inside.
On an unrelated note, I presume many of us have seen your CNC router videos.
Yes.
Do you have?
I've done.
Do you have a particular object on your person or nearby?
No, it's not in my. It's
Really?
nearby. I can.
No. Oh, that's just terrible. I'll tell you why I'm bringing this up. I'll bring it in readiness for His Royal Highness.
I hear you.
Oh yeah, he's got wireless headphones. Oh, I see, Martin. I apologise. Yes, with spaces that big, how big is the tank going to be? Yeah, okay, got it now. All right. So you show yours, and then I'll show you mine. Yeah, you can have full screen. So that's the CNC'd part, which you're very happy with, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
It's really nice.
So,
it's much nicer than
how happy do you reckon Ivan is? I'm going to show this picture, yeah?
Yes.
So last week after the stream, we were talking, and Ivan had this. He'd been carrying it around in his pocket for a week. He was so happy. So I said, hey, just grab that. I'll take a screen grab, and we'll go from there. But yeah, so he was one happy camper.
I was fiddling with it in my hand the entire time we were talking.
Yeah, so we were talking for an hour, and he's got this little chunk of aluminium, which it worked really well. Oh, you've got it.
I have this also, but this is not that nice.
No, it's nowhere near as shiny. The shiny was good.
But I can tell you that there were so many people mad that the day that I uploaded that video and showed this, because there were in the previous video and a few videos before that, there were so many people saying it's not going to work. You cannot make a CNC out of plastic. It's not going to mill aluminium. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, okay, fine. Here it is. It's aluminium.
Yeah, suck eggs.
You should not believe when people say that something cannot be done.
Yep, exactly.
You can always try by yourself. Yeah. Unless they say if they say that the Earth is a globe, believe them. That flat Earth nonsense. Believe it.
Yeah. Yeah, so I took that screen grab with permission, of course. I didn't just stalk him and take it. I said, hold on, this is going to come up next week because the video will be out by then. But he was very, very happy with himself, as you should be. I was happy for you as well. But yeah, no, it was unfortunate that it took a couple of passes when the USB popped out. But, shit happens.
Oh, yes. Yeah, but now I'm doing a redesign of the thing that should work even better than last time, and now I'm like like hold my beer, because now I have a CNC.
Yeah, exactly.
And I've done this, so I'm really thinking about doing other tools for the shop, non-conventional tools. Like Mayer said, like I could do a lathe, but I don't know exactly. I know how a lathe works, but I don't know exactly how the innards of a lathe work and what are the pros and cons of a DIY lathe. So I need to cook it before I decide to do it. But I could try to do something like a bandsaw or something like that, something really absurd, because it's a very big blade going too fast, and people will be really worried about me and things like that. So that sounds nice.
Has anybody else lost the stream? Shay just lost the stream.
No!
Wait the mandatory 10 seconds. Well, apparently not, because everyone's saying it's okay.
But for me, no, it's fine. We lost share.
Thank you, everybody. Okay, so would you mill the replacement end plates that you printed to give you the rigidity that makes it even more accurate? What's that?
Not in a million times. That's not going to happen.
Okay.
I will not do it.
Because you want to do this to the people that said you can't do it.
Stop demanding more rigidity from the machine.
Yeah, exactly.
Because if you don't give me rigidity figures, or a failure or a lack of quality that the lack of rigidity is causing, then you have nothing. I had this guy that told me very politely on Twitter. You should glue the tooth belt on the profile and then make the pulley roll on it, so the belt doesn't stretch. And I asked him, do you know what's the stretching factor of a steel core GT2 belt under tension of 600 millimeters in length? And he told me, I have no idea. And then he told me, maybe it's 1.1 millimeters or 0.2 millimeters. And then if you do the average of that in the area where you are working on the CNC, it's nothing.
Yeah, I understand.
It's the expansion of the aluminium due to the heat on the shop is bigger than that.
Right. Okay.
And the amount of force that the motors can put on the bit is much smaller than what is necessary to make the entire bridge wobble.
Yep.
Or bend or skew.
Yep.
So people say your motors are not powerful enough, and then you should put aluminum end plates because everything is going to bend. No, because my motors are not powerful enough.
Exactly.
You should talk between you all, agree on something, and then let me know.
Yeah. Attack him in a coordinated fashion.
Yes, because you make no sense. You are telling me about this kind of different stuff.
I'm just thrilled that it bloody works.
Yeah, and one of the things that people that doesn't know much about CNC didn't notice is that I show the finger to everyone in another way. Is that I'm using a 6 millimeter end mill with a 6 millimeter width flute.
Yeah.
Which means
that's a huge thing.
Yes, I did have to remove such an amount of material just to make this. That is absurd. But if I use a 4 millimeter end mill or a 2 millimeter end mill, I can go even faster. The part is going to get less hot. I will everything is going to be better with a different end mill. If instead of a 4 flute end mill, a 2 flute end mill, there are lots of things that can just go way better.
Did you put oil the entire time? Were you there oiling the bit all the time?
Before answering that question, I have to say that I have no idea of what I'm doing.
I don't know. My question is, does it need to? This is where I was leading.
I have no idea.
Okay, good.
So let's say, in my ignorance, I thought, well, cooling the part is going to do any harm. No. Then I said, well, I will put oil all the time.
Yeah.
And I did put oil the entire time. And one of the things that is seen on the video, but I think nobody saw, is that I have this little bottle of oil, white bottle, and I'm used to fiddle with the hot end of the printers. then you see a little string and you put the finger and take the string like really quick and things. But if you touch the end mill with anything, it's going to get instantly destroyed.
Destroyed, yeah, totally.
So I did touch the end mill with the tip of the bottle. It made a huge hole and half of the bottle poured over the pot.
Okay.
So I didn't have to put oil for a while because it was flooded with oil.
I remember seeing a glob of oily shavings.
Yes.
And then I'm thinking, oh, I remember seeing it, but I didn't realize what was going on.
But there is this thing, when I was doing the big 3D printed videos, the big 3D printer, a guy told me in the comments, you should use alcohol to cool and lubricate the machining of aluminum parts. And I did that. I tried it, and it works. It's really good. And I couldn't find my alcohol bottles. I have two. The entire shop was so messy that I could not find two large white bottles. So the last Friday, in the afternoon, I was recording the next week's video, and I had to stop. I did stop in my tracks and said, I have to stop and clean. And like, this mess has to stop. And I've invested like 4 hours now cleaning everything and organizing everything because I could not find my tools.
No, I understand.
Like,
I have one question, and this was bugging me not the entire video, but as you were getting closer and closer to the last layer of
yes.
the CNC, even on the wooden disc, I thought, is that going to kick? Like what the disc? Obviously, the disc moved out the way, right?
Yes.
As you, because sometimes you see they leave a little bit of
tabs. That's called tabs.
Oh, okay, all right.
I have 100 comments saying that I should have put tabs on it so I don't die.
Yep. Yeah, the tabs. So the tabs are there. Because I was wondering when it moved, I thought, well, it's not going to bounce back. But what would have happened had it bounced back? It hits the bit, and the bit just throws it in. Does it like a ping pong ball, a pinball?
The thing is, the issue is that if it comes out of the hole into my face, then I'm worried.
No, I'm worried about destroying the bit. Your face surgery will fix.
Yeah, but the thing is, if the bit breaks, it will go in my face.
Oh yeah, that too. Yeah.
Yeah, so I should leave tabs, which what it's called. And the other thing that people said is that I should put like a shoe, something that to put the vacuum hose in that wraps around the bit, so it vacuums the dust inside.
Oh, okay, yeah. So it's it's the reverse of a nozzle fan on a 3D printer, where you want you want the fan blowing out evenly, you want the suction evenly. Yeah, I see.
Exactly.
Yes, surgery will fix it. Absolutely. Quote of the day. You can quote me on that.
Depending where you sit, I wouldn't even mind. Like, another hole. I have one here, one here, one here.
Yeah. Fair enough. Yes. Good. All right. Any questions? Anyone? While we've got Ivan with us. Not that he's not with us every week, but you know, we're just chatting today. Free healthcare. Bits are expensive. Exactly. Bits are expensive. You don't want to be breaking bits. When I'm at Murph, which is last week March, first week April, there'll be no JTOG. And there'll be no JTOG the following week because you're busy.
Yes, and we need to talk about the 2 previous weeks now.
Ah, okay, excellent. We'll talk about that
because
after the show.
Yes.
Apparently, there's going to be there's going to be, a JNOG, JT and no other guy.
This is a hiatus.
Yes, we can do that. I can get more sleep.
Or no.
Or
you
not.
can go by yourself.
That's true. All right, question. What's the average rainfall in the Amazon basin? Sorry, I cannot answer that because you didn't give a time period. Fail. See, Mr. Smarty Pants. Shay will be on the stream.
Yes, Jordan says that I have no name in the channel's title.
Ivan has discussed this with me before. He said, when you want to get rid of me, you can still keep the title.
Yes.
Well,
or I should find another JT.
Yes. Joel Telling is a JT if you think about it.
Oh, yes.
No one's ever called him JT though, which is fortunate. Oh yeah, JSOG, some other guy, yeah, or gal, whatever. Doesn't matter. Is Kathy still with us, or has she gone the noise?
But it would not be Joel and I. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, it's not the same though. I'm more approachable.
Than who?
Anybody, because I spend way too much time on Twitter.
Yes.
Oh, here we go. Oh my God, I'm not registering that friggin' name. Although that would be available. JACDP would be available.
I think we should end the stream here.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Good.
Because they are losing it.
Yes. So I'll press the end stream button, which I'm ready to do. I'll press the muto button, which I'm ready to do. Thank you once again, Ivan. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining. We will see you next week, I think. Is it next week we're still on? Or am I going to let people know?
Hopefully.
All right. See you, everybody. Bye.
Bye.